our full reveal to go ahead and show you some Marathon gameplay live here from Bungie HQ, but we actually have the distinct privilege of being joined by a pretty solid contingent of the Marathon development team in-house. So in addition to some of the folks we're going to be talking to on stage here in just a little bit, we wanted to take the opportunity to get to introduce you to just a few of them here before we kicked off the show. Now, first things first, someone who's been here at Bungie for a little bit and someone who has also agreed we're going to do it on film and make sure that everyone knows that you've agreed to take me on a run at some point. But Kevin Yanis, Senior Design Lead here at Bungie, how's it going?
It's going great. I'm really excited for this truly momentous day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. What about today's show are you most excited about?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for the team, or for everyone to see the team's work on the runners. We've been developing these gameplay fantasies and visual for a long time. I know the community's reacted really positively to some of the previews we've given. And, you know, Bungie games have this immaculate touch and feel, this great gunplay. And with Marathon, we're adding tac shooter elements to it to really increase that depth and mastery that people expect from our games. So I'm excited to see how everyone reacts to that.
Now we're going to get to see a lot of that soon, but we're also
Make sure
going to
YouTube is up.
Get to work on the runners. Can you tell us just a little bit, without spoiling what's on the show, what we're going to see today?
Yeah, sure. With these runners, you're going to see they're pretty archetypical. So you're going to see different but clear and distinct fantasies and gameplay identities and roles, and hopefully people walk away from this understanding how their team compositions are going to look like and what their friends are going to play.
Outstanding. Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go right on down the line, we're also joined by Senior Engineering Lead here at Bungie, Mr. Sean Chan. Sean, how's it going, man?
We're good. We're ready.
Yeah, it's really good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for
asking. Locked in.
That's so nice of you. For folks out there that may not know what it is a Senior Engineering Lead does, what do you do
Put this over here out of the way.
Yeah, I make sure everything works. So like,
I'm locked in.
If something doesn't work, Kevin comes and calls me, right? This doesn't work, come call me. Everything's like, call Sean if it doesn't work, you know?
I mean, it's a huge undertaking. Obviously, here working in video games, it's such an intersection between art and science. Anything particular today that you're really excited for people to see?
We have a lot of cool tech that people haven't seen yet, like stuff that can happen in this game that we just haven't seen before, right? So this will be the first time they see it. I'm really nervous, and I hope everything works well.
Being nervous means you're both excited but want it to go well, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today,
let's hope it's
really
good.
Appreciate it.
There's a lot of hype around this game.
We're also joined by Marathon's narrative director,
I will say, I almost didn't start this stream in time. So, didn't talk about the things I wanted to talk about before it started, but I will say that, you know, I'm trying not to get caught up in the hype, but it seems really cool, or it has the potential to be really good. Regardless of the gameplay, the art direction is sick, so I'll give it that at least. It is Bungie, so hopefully the gunplay should be good. But I guess we'll see. I also thought they were going to show this gameplay and then be like, and there's a tech test this weekend, or there's an open beta, but it seems like they're going into closed alpha, which means we're still quite a ways away, which kind of blows. But
thank you all too for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it a ton. All right, we are in final prep now, everyone.
I'm paying attention, but I'm trying to post some things very quickly. We are live on Twitch and YouTube watching this. Let me post on Twitter real quick. Tune in on Twitch or YouTube. YouTube link. YouTube. There we go. All right, we're locked in. We're locked in. So that was like kind of what I was banking on today, was like, oh, they'll do this gameplay reveal, then they'll be like, and everyone can try it right now in the beta. And then we would, like, for the rest of the stream, play Marathon. But I don't think that's the case. That was kind of a copium sort of or more of a hopium. And I don't think that's the case, so. But again, art design, just design aesthetic in general for this game is really cool. So I hope the gameplay will match. You know what I mean? That the gameplay will sort of live up to how cool the art design is, and how cool that trailer they showed a few days ago was. I do sort of think, though, there is a problem potentially with building up all this hype and then, like, here's the alpha gameplay. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like the game should be a little more finished. I think that's a problem that a lot of games do, is they'll, like, show off a little bit of gameplay or, like, a trailer and then be like, alright, we'll see you, 2 years from now. So if they don't have some sort of open beta quickly after this, I feel like they're like sort of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, but which is why this gameplay needs to be like exceptionally good. It needs to really wow. I don't know how long this is supposed to be either. I sort of didn't pay attention to what they were saying in the beginning. But yeah, I don't know what we'll play after this. If we play anything, I mean, maybe this will be like I don't think this will be a couple hours, but we'll see. We'll see. Two minutes. One minute. Happening with my mouse. There we go. That was the countdown to the countdown. Here we go. I hope they don't do a countdown to a countdown. Please don't do that. Yo, Misty. Misty, I'm huffing the hopium. I hope it's good. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. Surely. So the main two things I'm banking on is it's Bungie, so they have good gunplay. mostly, and the art direction is really cool. So surely they won't fail super hard. Surely. Lemon Pepper gifted subs. What? Okay, thank you for showing that to me.
All right, everyone. Hello and welcome.
Don't
back
care,
to
show me the
beautiful
gameplay.
Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of Marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But
little
no
one
need to
more
worry,
thing
you're not
at
gonna
the
just sit here and
end.
listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Super excited to finally show something about our game. We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video. in
Clap,
addition to
clap,
the one
clap,
of
clap,
just
clap,
you
clap,
in your
clap.
office hanging out. So
Exactly.
it'll be
Yeah,
nice.
I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time. I promise, yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people. Some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience, and help to deliver that experience as a single thread. So, just love that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the line,
No,
we're
thank
also
you.
joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going?
Great art so far. Great art. Very cool.
Joe, for anyone, obviously we've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you
Everyone
tell
on the
us a little bit
stage is
about who you are and what
incredibly
you do here?
awkward.
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon. And, my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing game. And then, make sure that our world-class art team is set up for success.
I'd actually never heard of Marathon
Well, thank you very
as an
much. We're gonna
IP
have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here.
before
as well.
like
As we go right on down
this
the line, we have,
reimagining was
without a doubt,
announced.
The most important Andrew on this stage.
But
here
apparently it was
today.
like a
Our
Doom
gameplay director, Mr. Andrew
Quake-esque
Witz. How's it going, Witz?
kind of game that I think got bodied by the other two, so people
For anyone out there
don't
that
know it
watching this for the
exists.
first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all for all your work.
What up, gamer?
And of course, last but exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past, and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only senior design lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Look at their very cool, laid-back, hip chairs.
Thank you. Thank you.
Show the
Lars
gameplay
back.
already.
You could say Marathon's back.
You could.
We're so back.
I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the
The
audience who may
gameplay.
not get that reference,
Put
it's
the
just meeting
gameplay
you
in
for
the
first time.
background.
Can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there.
What are you talking about?
So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into. We make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And
I
if you also go
definitely
ahead
do
and
not.
subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation. So thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again,
I don't care what
I'll
they
repeat
thought
myself, but we've got
at all.
something really great for you at the end of the show. So make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some gameplay.
I get to hear what a journalist thinks of the game.
Yeah,
Let's
so Before we get started,
go.
obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
Really cool, slow panning gameplay. Great. Well, that movement looked terrible. That's not a good look for your game already.
The end of all things. But the dream is not over.
We form your opinion without journalists.
Yours.
Without them inserting their opinion in my brain, how will I know? Why does everything look so slow? I mean, I believe this is all like alpha gameplay, so can't be too harsh on it, I guess, but
Everyone, first things first, you saw that correctly. Marathon will be releasing just later this year on September 23rd, so you'll be able to ship out to Tau Ceti very shortly. And in addition to that, coming just later this month, on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't
I have
worry,
to go
there's
into
gonna be
your
other
Discord to
opportunities
do it?
play
Ugh.
later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go,
Come
do
on.
yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg.
Yeah, it looks alright. That's kind of where I'm at,
If
like-
you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access.
Give it to
when the alpha
me.
kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, you know, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, you know, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot, obviously. It's a Bungie game. We got to like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where
I
the
think
shutters go
developers
down and then everything
always
goes
do
wrong
themselves
for
a
the team that's
disservice
in that
where they
room.
show this
But
quote unquote
that's- yeah,
gameplay
it's
and it's
pretty
this
cool to
really
see.
slow
Everything goes wrong.
camera pan to the left and the right.
Mr. Ziegler,
It's all
so,
scripted.
Why are we making
It's
Marathon?
like-
Why is Bungie going?
It makes your game look terrible.
I mean, extraction
It
shooters,
makes
like,
your
are something
gameplay
our
look
passion
bad
of all
and
of ours.
slow.
Like, we really like the idea of like bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you, and testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of, I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, you know, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah,
You know?
no, it shows. And you know, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer.
It
team.
sucked. I hated it.
And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
This is like when
Really exciting to see.
reporters
You know,
ask
obviously,
ask
you
like
saw a lot
NBA
of
players
social
after a
runners.
game. They're like,
Mr. Witz,
"What was the
do you
game
think
like?
helped introduce
What did you
players that are gonna be available
try to accomplish out there?" We just tried to, you know,
Sure.
play
We'll
hard,
have
work
6
hard,
runners at launch,
and
but
do our
we're
best.
focused on the core 4 here for
yep.
being the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next we have Blackbird. It's very reconnaissance-based kit, all about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting the teams
hero
and what they're doing
shooter,
and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down.
I mean, it is
smokes,
Bungie, so of course they're
going
gonna
a
make,
full active camo
like,
cloak,
classes,
in the
but-
darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now for
Very
Alpha.
exciting. A lot of different playstyle to choose from out of the gate. And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone.
The art is
before the
sick.
show, we were talking
I
a
do
little
like
bit.
it.
I've heard this come up a lot, but you know, you guys have been working
It's
off
pretty
this
cool.
concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, you know, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our you know, unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of the
Just saying
sort of,
nothing.
Constraints we've created is idea of graphic realism, where we kind of
We added
reduced
some
the amount of
ingredients of
geometry,
cool things that we
limit our
looked at and were
materials,
inspired
we use a lot
by.
of graphic design and color, and we sort
Yep.
of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project. And then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. And that's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
Yeah. And you know, obviously, the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. You know, as a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But like, what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. Yeah, for art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan, then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, you know, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto-runner we developed early in the process to make sure that, you know, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well, and I think we're, you know, doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well
Alright.
has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But you know, we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more marathon
Yeah.
gameplay.
Yeah. Just show me someone actually playing the game. Just 15 minutes of someone just playing the game. Look at this team slowly walking.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3
I can't wait to
players
get teamed
across a
wiped by like
variety
just
of
some
zones
invisible
and
guy.
points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost
Okay,
colony
gunplay looks pretty
for
decent.
glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents, and in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your
Oh, in an
luck,
extraction shooter, you can
factions
get
sponsor
marked.
you with a
Oh,
fresh
great.
loadout, and you can get right back into the fight.
You get marked through a wall.
Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out, to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot.
Oh.
And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill, to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No two runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt.
Variable weather is cool.
To survive.
That was terrifying.
Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies.
The amount of
Search the
solos that are
Marathon
going to play
materials and
Void and
profit
just be invisible
without
and
being
shoot
discovered.
your whole team in the back
Want to push
is going to
enemy
be
teams and steal their loot?
cool.
Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends, grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination.
Oh,
Endgame
3
challenges,
people can be
ranked
invisible.
play,
That's
discovering
good.
secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4.
That seems balanced.
You're only ever one run away from your next big score.
That did not get me excited for this game at all.
All right.
That wasn't helpful at all.
All right. Let's get into breaking this down. So I think for starters, again, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style. Again, what was it like kind of approaching this from
Hey,
your
what's up,
perspective?
Abels?
What were you looking to do?
Yeah. Big.
Build on the legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and like inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love
See,
just
again, I think they're doing themselves another disservice by showing that gameplay and not being in open beta yet. I think you have to show that gameplay and then go, all right, now get your hands on it and go play it and try it. I think showing that and then being in closed alpha is not good, is not a good move. It's not a good business or marketing move at all.
Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super cool. Yeah.
Wonderful voice.
He's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Who's your favorite runner?
I've been talking about this game, but I don't know much of it. Yeah, this is the first gameplay they showed at all, and
probably the one I end up playing.
I don't know.
Is
It's an extraction shooter.
Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there?
Teams of 3.
I like playing Blackbird because it's a great.
I still have
crew.
PTSD from 6 Torbjorns in Overwatch 1. 3 invisible characters might be worse. Yeah, the balancing of that is really bad.
Kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies.
Really
that
bad.
occur,
I don't
especially
like that at all.
strategies that happen. Also to catch
New IP, it's like a re-envisioning of a
so yeah, there's a lot of
old IP.
A lot of versatility to how you can play.
from like the 90s, I
I
think.
think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well, who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much,
You
too
don't
often.
even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right. And so, that push forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being like the first to try and get a pick, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play glitch a lot too. Again, I really love that disruption playstyle. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then taking the arm cannon and just knocking them out of the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe.
You're trapped in here with me.
I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner.
Yeah, everything in we're making a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so going, if you want to go fast, Locust has a super sprint, so to speak. They have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where the body overheats, and so this character has some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into finding implants that maybe expand how much your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure. It's how does this affect the
Can't wait
pace?
to
How does it
face
affect
up
the
against
overall
a
survival sandbox?
sped up freaking crackhead that has all the augments that just flies around the map.
No, he has a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, Witz, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon, build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so the runners are essentially a base, right? And so each runner has, they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right, as our Tox, and so you can build resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you extra passives. And at the base rarity, they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can you're doing one thing and then you get like a core specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump. Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can
This
do
is so
some
much
wild
information.
stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
That's super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you?
I'm
walk us
curious
through
how
maybe just
big
your
these
play
maps
style
are
when
gonna
you're
be.
approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best strategy.
I have to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you
What a
go on a
weird thing
run
to
with me, I'll
say.
be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things.
I'm a
like,
little
okay, so
devious. I'm a
Void has
devious little
primal weapon
guy.
that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that. It's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible. You get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore
It's
the
a part of my
inside, right?
personality
Someone
to
comes in
be
after me, they're gonna have a
subversive
very
and
bad time.
devious. All right, go.
But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah,
You
that's
crazy little
How about
guy.
you? How about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally
It is about
pick
fashion.
the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this
Huge.
in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So that's it.
It's like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah,
Go over
exactly.
there.
I'm
Look
the-
really
So
great.
real.
Yeah, exactly. Just
So
stand in the
real.
open for a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of play testing here internally. Witz, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like I'm safe. Like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player. Like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap! Like, and then you're like, this is all-out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments where you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where these mercenaries kind of going crazy, and like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Yeah,
up
yeah,
here,
okay.
They're
It's just
going-
processing
they're
power,
going,
isn't it?
like, yeah, the
Yeah.
math is going. Like it's happening.
It's improvisational, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau City?
There's a ton of them.
There's a ton of
them.
them,
Yeah. There's
Well, we
implants,
saw it
there's
in the
cores,
gameplay,
there's
them picking up more
equipment,
stuff than weapons, so
there's
Grenades.
there's your
consumables,
answer.
Yeah.
Talk about grenades.
Yeah.
Maybe
there's
watch the
grenades.
screen.
We have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables. We have backpacks.
Yeah.
Attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
And there's
Hey, so I have a
bunch of
question.
stuff
I didn't watch the
which is-
gameplay
yeah,
at
we call
all.
valuables, but like there's times when you're
is there
running
other
low on
stuff to
money
loot?
and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now, and I need to pick up these things and get my money, you know, into my space bank. So.
Space Bank, yeah.
You know, that actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was really related to sort of our factions and contract system. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah, I mean, we've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions.
I got some sort of drop, some sort of Twitch drop called Destination Tau Ceti from Marathon, and I don't know what that is.
You are a mercenary.
I don't know what,
you know, don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you
what the drop is.
to do these
What's the
jobs,
reward?
So they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions,
I think it's a
like you
thing
said,
for
sometimes they run
Destiny,
into
actually.
danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract
I think it's
system
like
is,
a
you could complete the
profile thing for
download
Destiny.
the, agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where, as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time, and so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like essentially, you know, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, you know, so just in general, be able to do, like, you know, fight all the different, you know, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC, and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, like, you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get it.
And honestly, like, a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, you know, that you utilize through the factions. But there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency. And
I'm not
things
really
like
saying
that
much because I am listening to all this, but I also am like almost done listening. Like, this is
there's
just
a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out.
all right, man.
Short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we
Making it
about.
easier.
One is, we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, we want to make, like, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We like nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of, like, morph the Bungie action game into, like, in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, like, you're not going to have like a limb system where, like, you know, your limb's broken or anything, but you will, like, guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game. And so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're gonna be toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. In addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, like, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, like it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something, or consumables. Yeah. That's kind of like the floor for what we think you can be really, like, you can be capable in the environment and actually, like, fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling like, the goal is that you can always clutch, even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in, like, really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's, like, the beauty of the moment of, like, oh my God, I took this player, and oh, they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah. You know?
Yeah. Hurts. I mean, obviously, gonna be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha.
I feel like I do like extraction games being a little more on the hardcore side, but
working alongside our community, which is
may
why
not be
we've
a
also had
bad thing to
chances
have
throughout
an extraction
2020
shooter that's a little
work with
more
hundreds of different
arcadey,
creators
a
in our
little more
community as well,
casual,
to
I
go
guess,
ahead and
maybe.
get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
I prefer to watch them play it.
Kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him, got him, got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
Yo, he was spitting.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, we got out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
Okay. This is literally the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
This is such an exciting time for us. You are the first group outside of Bungie to play test our alpha build.
Look daddy up, let's go. Okay.
I've never seen Dr. Lupo from that angle.
Yes, sir. Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around?
Yeah, I'm gonna see who we're gonna read with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercepts? Yeah. You just want to grab that real quick? Yeah, we can do that. You want to get going?
Actual gameplay of them playing. Let's go. Okay,
That should
good.
be a good one.
We're not watching cinematic gameplay anymore.
Okay, there's...
All right, break your own legs.
For the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you
There
drop
is. I got a mod
a
earlier that like drastically reduces it though. So there are ways to reduce it.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground,
Before you hit
you
the ground,
don't take
it saves it.
damage.
It'll break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
I do like the sort of environment aesthetic, at least with the rain and everything, is pretty nice. Everything seems pretty like legible for the most part, pretty clear, even in the dark areas. I feel like the enemies still kind of stick out, at least so far. We're not like inside or anything yet,
Still
but
having the field maintenance. Yep. Oh, I got AI over here like crazy.
Oh my god, he just shut up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
guns seem pretty satisfying, pretty chunky.
I got there's 6 underneath.
Player here, I think.
Player.
Down one.
Good grief.
Down 2.
One hit headshots with snipers. Good, good. I do like that.
That's all of them.
Okay, this I like. This is a little more chaotic. Lots of stuff going on. Okay, now we're talking. See, the stuff Bungie showed in their gameplay, like, bored me. I was like, this sucks. Now, a little more interesting. Now we're talking a little bit. Ooh.
The Grenadiers, yeah. They're pretty.
Well, it's AI, I think. I thought he shredded another player. Oh, and it sort of works like Tarkov 2, where it, like, reveals slowly what's in the inventory. Okay.
That's what we need, right? Just mechanical status effect.
I'm using it.
Lots of status effect items.
Yeah, I'm inside with them.
Removing, like, debuffs and stuff.
When you have the mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah. I'm unlocking the box. AI dropping in, big ones too.
AI drops in, like in Destiny, like from dropships. Very interesting optic there.
They've got long shots in too. Oh, Yeah. That's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I played one shield.
This does look pretty good for an alpha now that we're seeing this actual gameplay.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony, like south 200.
I got one knocked.
Nice.
Yeah, I was so quiet while all the devs were like talking and stuff because I was actually like contemplating like, do I just stop watching? But now I'm locked in. Say you got dilated? Whoa.
Yeah, I would say it's a self-res.
Yeah, there's a sniper.
Freaking no! It's a Brian! Kill him, he's a fiend, dude.
I'm coming to you, Sven.
Yeah, I see him. Don't underestimate this guy.
Oh my god, that's it. He killed 2, I think it's 1v1.
That movement out of there is kind of crazy.
Ben, you knocked 1, I knocked another.
Good stuff. I literally only have a sniper.
A unit is signaling for reinforcements.
Okay, the knock I had was way over here. I don't see anybody over there yet.
He's been quiet for an awful long time. I reckon he's gone to res.
That optic is so interesting how that works. Ooh!
Yep.
Yeah.
Tell me if they red.
So you have a self-revive. I don't know if that's an item or if that's just a thing that like you... Everyone has like one self-res or something maybe?
Yeah, right on me. Just player. I mean... Very weak up there. I'm underneath.
Are they where we got down?
Very weird how that charging handle works on the... Did he just like not realize he was there? He just walked past Lupo there. That was odd.
I got no tags. Oh.
There.
You got eyes? Yeah, A1. Oh, is that him up there?
Yeah, I really don't know if I like this mechanic where you can like, with this character, ping people completely through walls.
Yeah, hear him.
From that far away is pretty insane. I don't think I like that at all.
They were shooting something in there.
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built the God Squad, you could say. I feel like we might be the God Squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
We got knifed some AI and grabbed some guns.
We can go to field maintenance.
Now we can watch everyone else just get destroyed now.
Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here.
Let's see how you got destroyed from your perspective.
Where did I just hear that thought?
Satisfying knifing on the AI there. I like that, like those animations.
I knifed one.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
Oh. Some big boy AI in here.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's...
Yeah,
oh, they grab you and drag you?
It's a purple shield.
Or maybe it was just sucking him. Maybe he was just sucking him.
Enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Breakable glass windows.
I don't want the Conquest. LMG. I should take it, but I don't want it.
But here, take
Oh,
this.
long
Take
shot.
this.
I'm safe. What's the question marks again? That are on the map?
Oh, I think those are the players, right?
Huh?
The players.
Like,
Like the cash flares?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, flares.
Flares.
Maybe. I couldn't tell what he was saying.
One is broken.
Well, that weapon has, like, slow projectiles.
One got a purple shield, like, knocked one.
I knocked
Ooh.
one.
I feel like sniping in this is going to be pretty satisfying. Get those one-tap headshots.
Found him.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Glitch is moving.
Behind, yeah, Glitch is behind you at the moment.
White shield,
All right,
white
yeah,
shield.
I'm more on
she's
board now.
scared.
This seems way more fun than what
Down.
the developers themselves showed. This seems better.
Very good.
Very, very nice. I called the purple. Yeah, I want the frickin' purple. There's a green on this one.
Purple
I feel like
shield.
the
Look at that.
inventory system is going to need some work where
The big items,
in a container everything is just like all mashed together.
I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm gonna win. There's no other extraction shooter like that.
I feel like in like when you're looting someone, it should be like here's their weapon section, here's their consumable section, here's their like lootable
So far,
item
it's just
section.
been refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full Bungie experience is an exciting moment.
The game is inherently fun. I just want to play more.
Let me play.
All right, so obviously having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege. It's been a great time getting to set that up. And of course, I promise I'm not saying this just because I work on the social media team here, but if you head over to our YouTube channel, we have a full 20-minute version of that. So youtube.com @MarathonTheGame is where to find us. Also same with all of our other socials as long as I'm at it. But Lars, obviously again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community really closely, but have we ever done it this early or at this scale before?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this
There's some parts of the community that probably would
people in, players
not
in
agree with
much
that,
earlier
but
in the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn. That's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better, and I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there.
This isn't from the actual Marathon account, but Marathon closed alpha test details. Closed alpha begins April 23rd under strict NDA. No streaming or sharing allowed, so we're not going to be able to watch anybody play it. Alpha invites will be sent a few days before launch via email to selected participants. Priority codes are not instant access. They only increase selection chances. Must redeem code on Bungie.net and have no bans or security issues. North American technical test. Limited functionality and slower matchmaking outside the region. PlayStation codes are region locked. Selected players receive 2 friend code invites for priority access available on Bungie.net after selection. Yo, send me one. Hey, send me one.
And
thank you.
I did my job.
I feel like you said something so sick and I missed it completely.
Also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, you know, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time, some of them?
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like, playing the game for so long, right? And seeing other people play the game is just a great feeling, right? For, like, the whole team. You get to see things that you designed for happen and, you know, in real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like it was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the Dire Marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels. And the fight was literally like almost 1-by-1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions. And that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this it was this hilarious chase that was like, it was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume in the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, when are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there, and they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously, yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous, and they were fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm telling you, the claymore strats are good. Yeah. Don't sleep on claymores. They're
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So, even in addition to these creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so long goes so far rather. As someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys got a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the Aleph 1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam. Is the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic 2, I think, is on Steam as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Marathon
it's
Classic
it's like
on
sort of connecting
Steam.
the threads, if that makes sense. Sort of remembering the
Hold on.
past as we're sort of building this new.
Let's take a look.
Well, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this
Oh,
topic
they're all
about the
free right
dangers
now.
Of the world, we do have a
Classic
question for Twitch
Marathon.
chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things. So watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you.
Hug you. Yeah.
They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to.
By the way, everyone
them,
in the
essentially,
Twitch
otherwise
chat
they'll
for
keep
the
coming.
stream is just
And there's a bunch
spamming
of hazards
exclamation
and
point
stuff,
giveaway, which
like
I don't
on the
think
map as well, that we have a
does
bunch of, like,
anything.
rooms and
Yeah.
all kinds of surprises that await players, and yeah, in the alpha there's a few, but
What's
we got
the
a lot.
scariest UESC unit to you?
The scariest
Yeah.
unit? The Ghost Commander for me, for sure.
Yeah.
The Ghost Commander, their ability is like they go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot, and then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right? It's like it may be over for you, but that's one. The sniper, also love the sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC, and if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So, like, yeah, definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, the recruits, they have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful in knowing where they're going to be flanking you and rushing you down from, like, yeah, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
And you can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of got to figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shebsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
There's no restriction on how you assemble your crew. You can all play the same. You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, and sort of try to use each other's utilities. But we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
But you may never know, like those 3 different like players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what they're gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner, so we're purposely trying to make it so that is you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. Yeah. So again, obviously, it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. Again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them to jump in. What are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
I'm curious what this
there's so many
extra
different
thing
stories
is at
that
the
I
end of
think
this
are
stream
gonna-
is going to be.
that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that
Everyone
we
gets
don't- we've
gets
never
a closed alpha code. We were just kidding.
getting onto the
You
planet,
all get
like,
one.
honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the different.
It's an
threats that
open
exist there.
alpha, actually.
Dying, when our trail says death, it's death. There's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing the IP into the world, sort of beyond the game, and sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now. Wits, how about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right? It's just going to be exciting to see people react to it organically and learn from it.
Yeah, very exciting.
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite. Out of the end. I have theories.
I know you have many theories.
Yeah.
Many theories.
Chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and thank everybody out there. Like our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like you should give yourselves a hand, for putting together. Also, there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us on this. So just want to make sure all of you, let's give you a hand too. You've been doing an amazing job. Thank you.
Clap, 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 clap.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bakken. Thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today. And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so quickly rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here.
It's probably something with Destiny, though.
Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet. And we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game. And we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see y'all Starside.
That all feels so uncanny and weird. Is this the same director who did that one Love, Death, and Robots episode? With like the Spanish conquistadors? It's gotta be, right? You know, for the gameplay to feel, you know, to have these like flat colors and like the sort of arcadiness, and then it's like, oh, this is like a freaking horror film. Great. I don't know that this matches the.
A shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip.
I don't know if this matches the vibes really.
Cold command, till that it sculptor well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless thing that mocked them. And the heart that fed, and the heart that fed.
Welcome once again. Once again. As a new shell. As a new shell feeling.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion.
Like $1 trillion. Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repaint
Gucci Genetics.
and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there, so.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. Supposed to be my lucky charm.
Can you identify her?
He has such a like. This director has such a like.
Now,
Unique.
do you recognize this child?
Use of the camera. These like very close, like frantic sort of shots. Between that and like the focal length that's being used is like anxiety inducing.
Hey, what's that you always tune into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you ever wonder what happened to these people?
I like the look of this, but the game graphics not so much.
You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
This is a much longer cinematic than I thought this was going to be. Yeah, we'll have to go back and watch some more of the gameplay again to take a better look at everything. Hopefully it'll be in like better quality on YouTube or something we can... This is gonna make me throw up.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remain. Nothing beside remain. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Round the decay of that boundless and bare. Boundless. The lone and level sand stretch far away.
I feel like there's such a massive division in like thematics between the actual gameplay and this cinematic. Like,
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
like for the most part, I actually do sort of like that cinematic and what they're trying to do with the storytelling and the idea of being in these shells, these like cyborg shells, and so you're a mercenary inside this shell that's going down to the planet to do contracts and that sort of thing. Like, but I feel like the story they're telling there and how that cinematic was made feels like such a huge change from, you know, what the gameplay is like and what the colors are like of the gameplay. So it's kind of jarring, I feel like. But let's pull up the gameplay here again and see if we can, if it's already on. If it's on YouTube yet, let's see. Gameplay overview trailer. Gameplay showcase, no. Official reveal trailer, no. No. Do they not have the... I guess we can pull back. Creator Alpha gameplay content now live. Close alpha test sign up. In their Discord. Maybe I go to the Discord to try to get it. Creator Alpha. Here we go. And watch this in. Oh, it's in 1080p. All right. Let's rewatch this again.
Kind of just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground,
you don't take
it
saves it.
damage. It'll break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right.
See, this is what I mean where I kind of like the aesthetic of this because everything's like sort of flat in a way that you can see the enemies. So there's like, even though the design looks kind of flat, there's like a clarity to it in a way that I kind of like.
Yeah, more AI inside the little shrubbery.
A certain like simplicity, I guess, but this compared to that cinematic, like they're going for this very gritty, like heartfelt sort of, you know, mix of humanity in these cyborg shells. Sort of narrative and storytelling, and then like the gameplay is like this very flat colored sort of arcade feeling kind of shooter. So I don't know. It has this, I don't know. It's a little jarring in a way, I guess.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You good? You good?
But again, this gameplay of, you know, people actually playing it is leaps and bounds better than the cinematic gameplay that they showed before this. Like, more of this is just what they should have shown. Like, their whole gameplay reveal should have just been like, you know, 30, 45 minutes of just like different teams of people playing and experiencing different things instead of showing the developer gameplay, quote unquote gameplay at the beginning, because that made me bored. I was like, oh, this might actually like really suck. And then they showed this, and while I'm not like 100% on board with it until I play it, seeing this is more like, okay, now I see the actual gameplay and what's going on. Okay. Like it's a little clearer, a little better. So I don't know, maybe I'll go into their Discord and try to get some sort of key, maybe, but I don't usually care too much for playing in alphas. So, and the game won't come out until September. So I don't know. Is there like good emotes to use from this Twitch or something? Like, there's so many people like subscribing with Prime and like gifting subs in this marathon channel. Like, that seems a little weird to do to me, but anyways, well, like I said, it didn't quite go into open beta like I thought it was gonna do, so I guess we're not playing Marathon.
That's not a good one. Oh, I got AI over here like crazy.
We'll watch this gameplay a little bit again.
Oh my god, you didn't jump up.
Not a fan down here of, I guess these are your abilities on your F and Q. Being such like simple. I mean, I guess if you know your class's abilities, it doesn't really matter too much, but which that may also change because it's just an alpha, so they're probably just using like this. I imagine is like your shield, and then no idea. I mean, without knowing like the character's exact abilities, it's hard to tell. But and then you have your weapons over here. I assume these dots here are the rarity of attachments in the attachment slots. This looks like healing, I think, or maybe your shield. This is grenades, so he has a claymore there. And I assume you can like hold 4 and go between like shields and health, maybe. Up here in the top left, I assume is the timer for the match, and it seems like it's only 20-minute matches.
I'm readying up. Whenever you two are.
Go.
Is there? Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Let's see, 20, 25 minutes maybe, unless they cut. Yeah, 25-minute matches. Okay. Not too bad. That may change as well, and that may change depending on the map too, so Because we take a look at the map here.
Bio research is right next to it. If you wanna
Dire
do the
Marsh. So up here is where they're starting. They go to bio research, quarantine, field maintenance, algae ponds, AI uplink complex, west east gate, greenhouse, and I think they said there's also tunnel systems like underneath here somewhere. So
Yeah.
Player. Down one. I hit one for the kill, but I'm 1-2.
decent sized map, it seems like. I think they said this map can have up to 18 players on it, so
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
If they built a god squad, you could say. I feel like we might be the god.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
lots of movement while you're crawling as well, which I kind of like. Allows you to sort of get away and get to your teammates.
Yeah. Something's sucking me.
Stop sucking him.
Stop sucking him.
I'm dead.
Yeah, so it seems like this enemy here like opens up and like kills you faster over time.
Yeah. Something's sucking me.
Stop.
Yep, something's sucking me. Yep. So yeah, I think after, like I said, after seeing the gameplay, there's some better hope, I guess, that it's good. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of, I'm leaning towards positive on the fence, I would say. I'm going to post this in the Discord as well so people can see it and chat about it there if they want. But yeah, that might be the end of the stream for me today. Unfortunately, I still have a lot of stuff to edit, and I don't really know what I want to play today. I'm not in like a super big mood to play anything. I've got some stuff to draw, I've got some stuff to edit. So maybe we'll do a similar thing next week where I stream an extra day, maybe. Stream on like Wednesday or something. Oh, I will say this though. I might actually be streaming on Tuesday. Because typically, with my group we do D&D. Sorry, I got distracted by something. We do D&D on Tuesday. I don't know what the schedule is going to be like next week. So if we don't do D&D on Tuesday, Baldur's Gate 3, their new update is dropping with all new subclasses and a bunch of new stuff. So maybe we'll stream that, make a new character, and check out some of that stuff instead. So we will see. If I don't have D&D, then maybe that's what I'll do. And if Alex is down, maybe he'll join me, and then we'll make like some new characters and a new campaign and try out new stuff together. But I've got to figure out what our schedule is for that. So yeah, I'm gonna end out here. Maybe I'll be live later, like in a few hours again, if I am feeling something to play, but most likely not. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, hope everybody has a good rest of your Saturday, good rest of your weekend, and I will see you next week.